All right, y'all, so I'm pissed. I can no longer be called sir or lady with established titles because apparently it's a scam. No, seriously, what's up, everyone? Welcome to my channel. My name is Mark. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to do a reaction video to a video that I saw by a guy named Willie Mac Show. He's actually reacting to another YouTuber who basically broke this story about established titles. If you don't know anything about established titles, it's basically another one of those sponsors that was going really heavy with these influencers on YouTube, specifically also financial literacy folks, the same ones who got caught up in the FTX debacle. Man, these people are not getting a break with these sponsorships. Anyways, you guys probably should just stop taking sponsorships for a while, just to be real, because it seems like every single one is a scam or something. But anyways, this guy did a video. I watched about 2 minutes of it, and I thought it was very interesting. I want to stop it because I want to react to it, and I want to share it with y'all. I think it was pretty funny, at least the 2 minutes that I saw. But point being is that established titles is essentially a gag gift, but I guess some people thought it was a real gift, as in you actually get a plot of land and you would actually be able to officially call yourself sir and lady. Now you can on like plane tickets or your credit cards, but you can't really change it on your passport or your driver's license. Like it just common sense, y'all, common sense. Point being is that I was planning on buying this, but when I went on the Highland titles, when I went on their website, it clearly states all the stuff that is basically a gag gift. And yesterday I did my own little investigative reporting on established titles. I deep dived for 30 minutes because let's just be real, I have a life and I have kids, I got things to do. But I did a little bit of research. I went on their website and I started looking at, Q&As and stuff like that, just stuff to look into established titles. And on their website, I don't know if it was there prior to the YouTuber who broke this story, but it specifically kind of says that it's a gag gift. Just being real, that's kind of, so, I don't know. Regardless, the person who broke the story was actually Scott Shafer. He's a YouTuber. Some of the guys I know really hate him. I don't really know much about him. I think I maybe watched a handful of his videos or so, but I did watch his established titles video and it was an excellent job. Great investigative reporting. I was like, wow, this guy really dug deep into this. And I'm not sure if he got tipped off by this tweet by a guy named Midlife Crisis. He's the one who actually tweeted about established titles like a week or so ago. He basically said, if you watch similar kinds of YouTube channels to me, I think he means as me, you might notice quite a lot of people being sponsored by something called established titles, who have clearly really been splashing the cash on their influencers lately, but it is just a scam. So I have a little mixed feelings about this one again, because this one to me, I really have mixed feelings about, because did you really think for 40 bucks you're going to have the right to some land in Ireland or Scotland or whatever it was? No. Did you really think that you were going to be able to be officially called a sir or a lady in those countries? No.
Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way.
But I also know when I was deep diving into the website, it told you that if you're unhappy with the product, you can get a full refund, no questions asked. So again, I don't know if that was added after the story that broke, but it is what it is. So anyways, I'm going to react to Willie Mac Show, who's reacting to Scott Shafer's breaking journalistic story that broke all over the internet. He's got like 2 million views now, good for him. And which he got the story, I'm assuming, from Midlife Crisis. I don't know if he found that tweet or not. I don't know what the interaction is between them. Regardless, all I know is that Scott Shafer's video went viral. A lot of YouTubers started freaking out and apologizing again, just at the FTX thing. But this one I just find is a little bit different. So let's react to this video by the Willie Mac Show. I was watching it this morning on my way to the gym, and I was like, let me pause this. I think this would be a great video for me to react to, because I didn't want to get too deep into it. I think it does kind of show how I feel. So instead of me doing this video, I'm just gonna be lazy and I'm gonna feed off of Willie Mac Show, who's feeding off of Scott Shafer, who was feeding off of that Midlife Crisis guy. So everyone's feeding off each other. Yes, I'm a leech today. So let me leech on this video. Let's get to the transition. Are you ready for the epic one? Oh, Marcus said, go.
This video. Now on to the news. Now let's just start with the big one. We got established titles, which is a famous sponsorship going around. People are calling it a scam. Your favorite YouTuber robbed you. Muda, Jeremy. The guy who made the video has like a hit list of creators. A video by YouTuber Scott Shafer has been blowing up where he calls out YouTubers like Mudahar for promoting the brand. I'll let him explain.
Despite glowing reviews from some of YouTube's largest and most trusted creators, this company is a complete scam.
So what is the scam? Established Titles sells you a plot of land in a forest preserve meant to help help preserve the woodland in Scotland and plant trees around the world. In return, you get a certificate following an ancient Scottish custom of landowners being referred to as lords. His criteria for this being a scam is that you aren't legally considered a lord, they don't plant the trees themselves, and you don't technically own the land.
The first issue is the most fundamental, and that is the fact that when you buy one of their 1 square foot plots of land in Scotland, you aren't actually buying any land at all. What they are essentially selling you is a gag gift known as a souvenir plot.
It's a numbered plot of land in a protected woodland in Scotland, so unless you want to go build a house over there, I don't know why this would bother you. The entire point is that you're buying land in a forest preserve to protect the environment. You can literally look up the plot number to your land if you want. So
that's actually true. When I was doing my own little research, you can actually look up your little plot land. Again, you don't actually own that plot land. It's in a preserve, so I'm sure multiple people probably have that same plot land. It's a gag gift. That's the thing that's kind of shocking, that people thought this was like a real thing. It's a gag gift. Jesus. Anyways, let's keep going.
So it is real.
Another big selling point they have is that if you buy a piece of land in Scotland, the custom is that you now become a lord or lady and can add that official title to your name. Sadly, this couldn't be any farther from the truth.
He then pulls up Scottish law saying how souvenir plots of land do not legally make you a lord or lady that is recognized by the government of Scotland. Like, bruh, you didn't have to look all this shit up. They're very transparent about it on their website. What are souvenir plots? The plots of land themselves are recognized and referred to as souvenir plots in Scotland. The souvenir plots are typically too small to be registered in the Scottish Land Registry directly. We maintain our own private records.
See, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure all these YouTubers said souvenir plot. So if you just Google souvenir plot, what it means, it would have told you this. But you know, most people don't do any sort of research or Googling. So they probably just thought they really owned some sort of land in Scotland.
And take our arrangements with our lords and ladies very seriously. So of course the government isn't going to recognize you. Like, no shit, it's based off an old Scottish custom, folklore, which is funny because Scott does recognize that.
If you buy a piece of land in Scotland, the custom is that you now become a lord or lady and can add that official title to your name. Now, this old wives' tale has been around for a long time.
Yes, that's the product, Scott, and that's what everyone's been saying. Like, even in the examples he picks, nobody says it legally makes you a lord. They all say it's based off the old Scottish custom.
A project based on the historic Scottish custom.
Based on a historic Scottish custom.
It's based on a historic Scottish custom.
So you're saying the Scottish government doesn't recognize me as royalty?
Exactly. Just saying, man.
What a scam. The only way this could be considered a scam is if you're completely unaware of the business model, which has existed for ages. It's the same.
Yes, exactly. It has existed for ages. Like I said, the other one was, why do I keep forgetting the damn name of it? Heritage or what? Anyways, the Highland titles. I don't know why I keep going blank. Anyways, Highland titles, same thing. This stuff's been around for years. They do it with so many different things. It's kind of like buy a highway. Are you really buying the highway? No, you are not. It's all kind of a gag gift.
Same idea of paying to get a star named after you. NASA doesn't recognize it. The website does. Or when you sign.
Ooh, I remember that. Yeah, the star. I actually was going to buy a star for each one of my kids initially, but I think they were too expensive. And I was like, yeah, this is too much for a gag gift. But yeah, I didn't really think that I owned the star. I can't really go to NASA and be like, I own that star, so I'm going to build land on that star. That's not how it works, y'all. Just saying.
Sign up to be a minister online. The Pope doesn't recognize you. The website does. Someone sent me their creator brief, and established titles makes very clear to the creator. It does not grant you the right to rule or make you a member of any royal family. Our certificate does not grant you peerage of the United Kingdom. If a YouTuber got this wrong, that's on them for not reading the instructions. The certificate does.
Yeah, I would say this though. They probably should have put that like in small writing somewhere on their sponsorship, so it doesn't deceive too many people. Because look, man, it's 2022. We're dumber than ever. Most people are literally dumb. Have you never seen those videos where a guy would just walk down the street and it's like, hey, how many states do we have in the United States? And people will be like, 15. Or like, what's the capital of Texas? Albuquerque. People like that. Like, just our society is getting really dumb. So maybe they should have put that disclaimer somewhere in the bottom of their sponsorship. That way could have avoided all of this mess now.
Doesn't do anything. It's meant to be a novelty gift that gives you an excuse to put lord or lady as your prefix for when you buy a plane ticket or when you sign up for a credit card. And in return, they plant a tree. They don't say anywhere to put this on your passport. His other gripe with the company is that they don't plant the trees themselves.
Now, established titles does.
I guess that's a little deceiving because they do say you can put on official documents, right? And it's true. It's credit card's an official document, plane ticket is kind of an official document, but you can't actually put on a passport or a driver's license. Like, you can't put on your social security card, none of that stuff. It's the same thing. Like right now, if I want to go to certain places, certain documents, I can put her or, Mrs. I'm Mrs. So listen, if I could do that, I guess I could put Lord or Lady, right? So that's basically what it is.
Does not plant any trees, despite what their YouTube sponsors tell you. The only thing Established Titles does is donate money to an actual tree planting company called One Tree Planted.
This video is so nitpicky. Yes, they partner up with a charity that plants the trees for them. They tell all of their creators that in the brief, and they planted more than 2 million trees. How is he making this sound like a bad thing?
On top of that, they have never provided any evidence that they are actually donating money to back up their claims. So basically, you have to take the company's word that they are really donating money to plant trees.
Well, did you call and ask the charity? Because you're accusing them of fraud and you have no receipts to back it up. This is a baseless accusation from Scott.
It is a good question, though. I will say that. Like, Scott probably should have called them or try to reach out to someone and see, like, how many trees they've planted. Because that is a legitimate good question. Because we know, like, dude, there's so many nonprofits out there that are just so fake. It's just a way for them to, write taxes off and this stuff like that. So I know a lot of people have a lot of nonprofits that really don't do anything, and it's just for them to pocket money. So I am curious. Like they should do a little bit more investigating into whether or not trees are actually being planted somewhere. Otherwise, yeah, that we should definitely have a problem. And how much of that money is being donated to these charities? That's another question that I actually have.
The charity has come forward and shown proof that Established Titles was indeed donating the money. So Scott just made this up. So I'm confused. Where's the lie?
No, all they did was just show their website. Like that's not proof, dude. Like I got it. Like Willie Mac on that one. That's not proof, man. Just showing websites saying, "Oh, we planted 2 million trees." I need to see how much money went where. You could probably look it up. I just got to find out what the actual nonprofit EIN number is or whatever the LLC is that is under, or just look them up. I'm sure there's taxes and it will show you exactly where all the money is going. That's how Black Lives Matter got caught up in all that mess of being a scam, because people saw where the money was going.
He keeps calling it a scam, but they do exactly what they say they do. His final piece of evidence is that the owner is based out of Hong Kong.
You'll see that it has this picture of this lady, and basically it says that this lady, Katarina Yip, created Established Titles after visiting the Scotland countryside. She fell in love. She wanted to start her company. Great. So we can actually look this lady up. I found her on LinkedIn. This is her page right here. And if you go to her LinkedIn page, you can see that she's based out of Hong Kong, which is very interesting. Not in Scotland or anywhere near it.
Is it interesting? I mean, look at her.
These companies are based out of Hong Kong, so China basically. And I think it's very interesting that these companies are based out of a country that has very lax business laws. You can get away with a lot more somewhat shady type business practices.
I never thought about that. Scott, you are a white male. You cannot say these type of things. You will be called a racist. Racist! Yes, 100%. Scott Shafer is a racist. He just assumes since she's from China that she's doing something illegal. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, I wouldn't be surprised if some people would call him out and be like, yo, that's some racist crap there, Scott. However, I will give Scott credit on this, because if you look on the actual website on the bottom, it actually shows that it's in I think it was Ireland or Scotland or whatever. That's where the actual P.O. box or the business is at. But if it's done in China, it's just another one of those damn loopholes. It's annoying, But clearly, if you look at the lady, I didn't think it was a Scottish person. Kind of assumed it was owned by an Asian company.
In Hong Kong and China, as opposed to most Western countries.
Listen to his logic. They're based in Hong Kong, therefore they must be a scam. Or just hear me out on this one, Scott. The owner is Chinese. In a statement released by Established Titles, written by Kat herself, she says, "I'm an American and moved to Hong Kong as a child from Paris with my family. Before moving to the UK as a young adult, I moved back to Hong Kong, as many do, for my family. To use the place of my childhood as a tool to try and create a witch hunt is mean and hurtful." I can't help but feel like Scott is just lost in the sauce. Like he misinterprets everything and keeps shoving words in people's mouths. All these big content creators are panicking because they're afraid they're gonna get canceled or called a scammer the same way that CoffeeZilla does to people. Except unlike CoffeeZilla, Scott doesn't do his research. I'm not affiliated with this company at all. I've never been paid by them. But when I look at the facts, it's just not a scam to me. This business model exists all over the internet. That's my opinion, but tell me what you think. Now we got an update.
Oh yeah, that is true. You see, it just shows you all the different websites. Like I said, this guy did all the work for me. I didn't have to do any of this. All I have to do is react to it. The easy stuff. Yeah, so that was it for the reaction. But honestly, in Scott Shafer's video, he dives a little bit deeper into the nitty gritty of the lady and how she kind of works with these other folks who have a corporation or a business that at one point or another dealt with dash deals or deal dash. That 100% is a scam. I don't know. You should look into that. But he goes a little bit further and kind of ties it all together and whatnot, which I thought was pretty interesting. So honestly, out of all of this, I would say that I don't consider this really a scam. It's a novelty gift. It's a gag gift. I guess you could consider it a scam if you really thought this was like a real thing, like you really own land and you really thought you would be able to go around with the title of, you know, sir and lady. I don't see this one as a scam as much as, you know, the FTX situation. That was completely different. This, I mean, it's a gag gift. It literally was. It's a gag gift. But here, let me share my screen real quick, and we could dissect it real quick here. Let me put it away. All right, so we are in the established title. But yeah, so if you go down here again, it kind of explains everything. Our titles, like we said earlier, our titles are based on Scottish land ownership customs. Keep going down. They have the different packages that you can buy. But most importantly, what I end up doing actually when I went on this website initially, is kind of just went down there and it looks like they added a tab here saying response to criticism from non-customers. But this is another thing about this website. It's always had the return policy, which is right here. As the spirit of our title packages are for a bit of a novelty and fun, we are committed to offering you a full refund or replacement of your certificate within 60 days of receiving your certificate. So if you would like to take advantage of the refund policy, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. So they've always had a return policy. So if you didn't like what you got, you can easily return it and get your money back within 60 days, which I think is a pretty generous return policy. And that was there prior. You could kind of look it up into the code. And if you go here to response to criticism from non-customers, this is the interesting part. It's come to our attention that extremely talented creators who have helped us spread the word about established titles have become unfairly under fire. We want to clarify a few points and misinformation about our services, the amazing work creators who have been working with us have been doing. And last but not least, our lords and ladies. False. Claim 1. Customers don't understand that they are not purchasing official legal titles. Lords and ladyship title packs kind of breaks it down. Same thing. Common errors to avoid. Same thing. So they were very clear about the fact that this is a novelty gift. So again, mind you, our lords and ladies have an excellent sense of humor, and we are very well aware how the authority of their leadership extends. Lordship. Sorry. And here we go again. Kind of give you a rundown and tells you that this is just basically a gag gift. Same thing right here. It's a piece of various of gag ceremonies and celebrations. It's really just a joke, y'all. And this is all on the website, and they break down some more that the company is not clear about the rights the customs have to the land. As clearly explained on our website, it is not possible to build your own castle on your plot of land because we've pledged to conserve it forever in a natural state. Again, as explained, it is not possible to technically move the legal title of a souvenir plot to our lords and ladies, which eliminates worries about tax or other implications of owning a tiny souvenir piece of land. Generous, no questions asked refund policy. Yeah, they're just kind of emphasizing this again. We've always had a refund policy. You can easily just get your money back if you feel like this wasn't for you. Also, our response to established titles, a scam, YouTube biggest con. So, the lady from established titles actually did an interview. Nice. I gotta take a look at that later. But yeah, it looks like she actually responded to it and talks about it and stuff. So. Yeah. Anyways, I think it's very clear that this was always a joke. I'm assuming, at least that was my perception of it. Never thought it was a real thing. And yeah, this is another unfortunate situation. I'm telling you, man, for be careful what you sponsor these days, or be very clear in your sponsorship when you do this stuff. Have all the writings on the bottom, just like when you see those medication commercials on television, like the Viagra, it could lead to heart attack, blood clots, brain aneurysms, death, all this different stuff. You got put the disclaimer on the bottom, just in case. Hey, when you buy established titles, it's a good chance that you may die. Just put that there. All right. Until next time, y'all. Thank you for watching. Again, if you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys later. Make sure you check out this video right here and let me know what you think about that one as well. Until next time, peace out.